What up, y'all? This is Decode Dating. I'm back with another video, and this is non-negotiable for men and women. So, when I'm in a relationship, I like to tell the woman what I accept and what I don't accept. So, me accepting typically as a man what I want from a woman is typically nothing out of the norm. Something in her range of what she'll agree with. So, a negotiation. If you're talking to somebody trying to make a negotiation, it's a discussion leading to an agreement. So you guys want to talk stuff out. For instance, I'll give an example. If I'm the owner of a restaurant, right? And I have a menu and I'm trying to make the menu, but I'm trying to make the menu pleasing to most people because I do want most people to come in that restaurant and eat. What am I going to do? I'm going to have a discussion, especially with the chefs and everybody in there, and come to an agreement what I should put on the menu to make it suitable for multiple people. If certain people like spicy food, I'm gonna make sure I have some spicy food on there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a negotiation is. So it might sound weird, like, oh, you want to have a negotiation in your relationship. Yes, I'm gonna explain why. So typically both men and women, when they get in a relationship, they both want two different things, but some stuff that men and women can agree on, I would start with the men, is loyalty. A lot of men do want loyalty in a relationship because it shows that the woman is committed, respectful, and values you. I would say on the women's side, the same. Women do want loyalty. They don't want a man out here running the streets and having her looking dumb. Honesty go hand in hand with loyalty, but honesty does work for both men and women. In a relationship, you want somebody to be honest. If something was supposed to happen in a relationship, as far as an example, you broke something in the kitchen, right? Instead of not saying nothing and blaming somebody else, like say if you guys have a dog and you say, oh yeah, well the dog jumped up and knocked it down and broke. And say she has cameras in the house, or you have cameras in the house, and she goes look at the camera, and you lied about something so simple, how can she trust you now because you lied about something so simple? So I think both parties would want honesty. So loyalty and honesty. Another thing is transparency. People want to be transparent with each other. You want to say, hey, I like this, I don't like that. And just have a discussion about that so you guys could come to an understanding of what transparency means to you, besides the actual definition of transparency, right? And now this is where it's a little separate, but at the same time, we're different. So the man would have his masculinity and the woman would have her femininity. That's what they both can agree on. She wants her man to be masculine. He wants his woman to be feminine. You guys are not dating the same sex. You guys are dating the opposite sex. So clearly, you guys don't want to date each other. And I don't think you would be in a homosexual relationship if that was the case, right? So that are some negotiations, some discussions you guys can have that are similar and you guys both agree on. I think that's pretty straightforward, right? Now, the most important thing, and the title's name, the non-negotiable, right? So non-negotiables, for me, I speak for myself, is something I would like to say, hey, you cross this line or you do this, we are no longer together. And I know for men, when you make a non-negotiable, it is hard to stand by it because you might be in love, the sex might be amazing, you don't want to leave her. But you have to be impeccable. You have to be a man of your words. You have to have integrity. You have to say, if she does this after I say don't do this, she does not respect me, you have to leave. For instance, I'm gonna give an analogy so the woman can understand better too. Ladies, if you work so hard, build yourself, make your resume, you go to a job that you really want, just say like a Fortune 500 company, and you want to work for them, and your salary is going to be $250,000 a year. And you go in there, you dress the part, you talk great with your words, and they hire you. Now you're working at that job. You're going to do everything in your power not to get fired, right? I mean, you would want to because you worked so hard for it. If they say, hey, don't come late, don't wear this, don't say that, and you'll stay in this job forever until you retire, I'm pretty sure you don't want to do their non-negotiable, right? You don't want to mess that up for yourself. So understand how men feel when they say, this is something I don't like, and I would like for you not to do that. Now, if he's asking you to, like, let's just say something that's an extreme. Hey, you could never go outside ever again. You have to stay in the house forever and order food. I don't want no guy seeing you. Okay, let's be real. That's the extreme things. Now that's just a real insecure man. Now you have to go outside. You have to get some fresh air. You might have to go to the store. You might have to go to the store to cook for the man. So men don't give the extreme side of things. Now every man, okay, I would say this: most men are similar into the stuff that they like, but every man has different things they will accept and will not accept. For me, I think my relationships are kind of strict, especially in today's society, because a lot of women don't want to do certain things. But for me, my non-negotiables are a lot different than others, right? But a non-negotiable in a relationship for men and women need to be discussed. You guys need to have a negotiation about non-negotiables. That's how I see it. You guys have to have a sit down, because some people, I've heard this before, and they'll say, oh, well, flirting is not cheating. For me, flirting is cheating. You decide to flirt with a dude, twirl your hair around, smile, and stuff like that. I understand being polite, but when the dude is complimenting you and you all think, not, I have a husband, I have a man, and you fall back, like, you're doing too much. You're giving that little crack in the door, and then the next thing you know, he gonna bust it down. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Flirting is cheating. Some people think, hey, flirting is harmless. Not I. So that's a non-negotiable for me. My biggest non-negotiable is lying. Don't lie to me about anything. Like I gave the example of, in the kitchen, the dog knocks something down and you lie. Well, you knock something down and you blame the dog because you know she's gonna yell, or you think she might yell, and then she finds out that you, like, well, why? Why'd you have to lie about that? I think lying is something that will hinder me from actually taking you serious, because I don't know what else you lied about. You could be a serial killer for all I know, and you're telling me, oh, nah, I'm not. So it's like, what's the point of lying, right? So I think a lot of people don't like liars, right? And I'm not talking about a little white lie. Like, no, I'm talking lying, period. Just don't lie. Keep it straightforward and honest with me so I can trust you. Because it's so easy, I would say, to want to trust somebody, but it's so hard to try to forgive them after that lie. Like, you start thinking everything, like, what did you tell me before? Like, I can't believe anything you're saying. So a non-negotiable is very important in a relationship. If you have a non-negotiable, let's just say this: if you have no non-negotiables and you're in a relationship, that person will walk all over you. There's nothing you can say or do to stop that person from doing whatever they want to do to you, and you'll accept everything that comes with it. Like, total disrespect. Another thing for me, a non-negotiable of mine, would be disrespect. As far as a woman trying to call me out of my name, the B word, saying broke this and broke that, basically trying to belittle me and treat me like I'm some random dude on the street. We not doing that. I'm not going for that. The first sign of that, especially, this is why I tell a lot of people, make sure you tell them in the beginning, when you guys start exclusively dating and you guys make it official, let the person know what is your non-negotiable. The moment you start connecting, and don't tell them, they're going to think everything they're doing before that is completely fine. And you can't get mad at them for doing stuff they don't know about what you don't like. Because like I said before, you might have similar interests, but they might view things differently than you. Like, oh, I can joke about this to them, and they're not going to feel no type of way. But you never said nothing in the beginning. Now you're looking at them like, damn, why would you say that? They're going to be like, I didn't know. Can you hold it against them? Sure. But would that be fair? Nah, I wouldn't. So for me, it's like, I tell women off the rip, don't lie to me. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be promiscuous. Like, I mean, I can't tell somebody don't be. I just say what I don't like. Don't use don't. A lot of psychologists say you never want to tell somebody don't do that because it gets them in their mind of like, oh, I got to do that to see what happens. I'm just going to say, I don't like women who do this. Fine. I don't like women who, what does that say? Or I can't take women serious who do this. That's the best way to put it because you're not coming off controlling. You're just stating the facts, what you don't like. And if they do what you don't like, they already know I'm not going to get taken serious by this guy that I actually like. So I'm not going to do it. Vice versa, you flip the script. Women, don't tell a guy don't do this because most of the time men don't want to hear what a woman's telling a guy, especially if it feels like it's being forced. So just tell the guy, it's like, I don't take guys serious who do this. Plain and straight. It's easy. Now it takes the skin off your back. You're not trying to control the dude. I don't think people should try to control each other. You just say what you don't like, what you're not willing to accept, and that's fine. If the person likes you enough and sees value in you, they're not going to do exactly what you don't say. I'm not saying, like I said before, don't go to the extreme stuff of shit. Like, oh, you can never wear sneakers again. You always have to wear heels. Like, that's a little absurd. We not talking about that extreme stuff. I'm talking about having respect in the relationship to ensure that your partner feels respected and valued. That's the main thing about a non-negotiable. It's like, I'm going to do my part as a man and you have to do your part as a woman. And then we could come together. We could make this thing mesh properly. A lot of non-negotiables go unnoticed because, like I said, a lot of people think, oh, I put so much time in this relationship, I don't want to lose it. I look at it like this. I'm willing to leave this relationship before it gets worse. Now imagine you stay 2 or 3 years later, she gets pregnant, and then boom, y'all have a baby. Now you're tied to each other now. And now separate family household, everything's split apart, and now the baby suffers because two individuals couldn't come to an agreement on something. Have a negotiation, talk about the non-negotiables, respect each other's point of views, and go from there. And if the stuff you discuss is not lining up for your future goals and your future endeavors, part ways so you guys don't resent each other. Because now if you sit there in the mix of things and things don't go your way, you get mad at the person for doing something that you know you didn't want them to do. And all you got to do is blame yourself. So please, men and women, take it upon yourself to have a negotiation about non-negotiables. Make sure it's plain and straight. Break it down if you have to. My last relationships when I made my little contract, I would do another episode on that, another video, I should say, about my contracts that I wrote out, right? And women signed it and dated it. You want to make sure you break things down to the T. If they say, what's your views on cheating? Like I said before, some people say flirting is not cheating. I think flirting is. Some people say, oh, well, if I'm a guy, say if I have a lot of money and I'm financially supporting another woman, some women view that as cheating. I definitely do view it as cheating too, because you're taking food out of her mouth just because you feel like you have a lot of money. Some women think, oh, I could have guy best friends. We not doing that. We not going there. You know what I'm saying? So I would state I don't take women serious who have guy best friends. Hey, there can be exceptions to the rule. Yes, you can be platonic friends with a woman or a man, but that's like a very small percentage. Typically, somebody's going to catch feelings. We not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And you never want to tell the person, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. Like I said before, state it like this. I don't take women or men serious who do this. Example. Give the example. If they say, okay, I understand, and they could put themselves in your shoes and see your POV, that's beautiful. Because now you're seeing people trying to compromise with your non-negotiable. People are trying to compromise with how you feel so they could relate and come to an agreement with certain things. But I don't want to go on a rant. This is the main thing. Non-negotiables, both men and women. Make sure you guys talk about it before you guys start exclusively dating. Because if you don't, you're going to be in a miserable ass relationship. You're going to try to find stuff. You're going to go through phones. You're going to do a whole bunch of other stuff when you had all the opportunity to leave. vet thoroughly before you do any of this bullshit, and everything will play out good. And I will make another video of the contract that I made and break things down. This is mainly for the men, clearly, the contract, because men understand what I'm talking about. Other than that,